You have freed the 800 refugees from the depths of Pax Thaucus, but now the armies of the Dragon High Master Verminard pursue you through the wilderness. There's only one hope for you. To find the gates to Thorbarden, the ancient kingdom of the mountain dwarves, sealed long ago in the Dwarfgate War. The problem is that nobody knows where it is, or if it still exists. Through the snow-covered Carolus Mountains, across the Jirgoth Plains, haunted with the ghosts of ancient armies. And to the incredible mountain known only as Skullcap, you search for the answers that will save the refugees of Pax Thaucus. And yourself. Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
And we're live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Wicked Studios presents DragonLance, Dragons of Hope, Part 1.
Wow, look at that overlay.
We've got new overlays here tonight. We have a new voiceover for the opening credits to go along with the back of the module. So anyway, guys, welcome to D&D Friday here on Wicked Studios. Live from, places here and there. It's DragonLance. So, hopefully KD will be here. They're walking the streets looking for power after the storm. The rest of us made out a little bit better, I guess, or a lot
the storm
better.
Where, Adam?
It's none of your business. I don't think it'll stay out of my personal affairs.
You can just say the East Coast storm.
Yeah, I could. I could say a lot of things.
You don't have to give us your address.
I could say a lot of things. Anyway, what are we doing here tonight, guys? We are playing the original DragonLance modules, but we're doing it in 5e with all original characters, although a lot of your favorite NPCs have shown up or will show up in sometimes unexpected ways and places. So tonight we are starting on DL3, as it's called, Dragons of Hope. And why don't we go around the horn and introduce the players? We'll start with Gaz.
Hi, I'm Gaz, and I'm playing Kurlathlon, the half-elf rogue scout.
Whoops. And we've immediately lost Jason. So let's move on. And Jason's back as soon as I say that. So anyway, want to move on to Kemchan?
Hey, I'm Kemchan. I'm playing Gorel Nightfoot, the human fighter, and his adopted father, Flint Fireforge, the dwarf fighter.
Yeah. Should we wait? Jason's still connecting to audio.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Now we got you.
Yeah.
There it is.
Much better.
Better?
It is
Yeah.
better. It is better.
All right, hang on. Let me adjust the placement of everything now.
All right.
You're not looking at the Muppets.
There you go.
It's time to get things started. It's time to light the light. All right, how about Will.Player?
Pew, 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 pew.
Do it. Yeah, boy.
That's all for you guys. Hey, I'm Will.Player tonight, and I will be playing Linus, a Kender wizard of immense power.
Immense.
Immense.
And how about
The
you,
immensity
Jason?
of power.
All right. My name is Jason. I am playing Zane. Zane is an elven wizard, and then some. They are the twin brother of Zarek, who is an elven fighter, normally played by KD.
But will today be played by probably Jason.
No pressure.
Fingers crossed.
No pressure.
It
Not
went
that he would
perfectly
do,
the
but
last time.
Katie would make it. Get it.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. So we'll just make sure
Yep.
that we stay within the guidelines.
The guidelines, the directives, not
Prime
going
directive.
anywhere other than the prime directive. Exactly.
All
You're
right.
such a nerd, Kim Champ.
So what?
Right there
So
with you, baby.
previously on Dragonlance, the companions completed their mission given to them by the elves of Qualinesti. They went to Pax Tharkis. They had gone through the Slamori, which is Elvish for secret way. You know, those elves, great with branding. They did this in order to do a couple things. One, there was about 800 refugees, mostly human, a couple of dwarves, a few elves, a lot of people from the north, from Solace and Haven and Gateway and so on. A lot of from the plains, where our first character death was from. What was his name? Swift
Not
Fox,
fucking
right?
telling you anymore.
Swift Fox. I got it right. Took a minute.
Yes.
Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. He died on the way there. Gold Moon, who was his paramour, was a little upset. Nobody else seemed to give a shit one way or the other.
Very true.
There was more people upset when my character's sidekick Goblin died in our Tuesday night game than there was for poor old Swift Fox.
Curly did get a nice bow out of it, so you know, it's special to him in that way.
Right. That's true.
That is special. So, the group then found Tanis Half-Elven, who they immediately decided was a traitor, for those of you who read the books. But they immediately thought he was a traitor, and but did take him along with them since he was the only one that knew the ins and outs of Pax Tharkis. They also met a new character, the Kender Linus, who was sent to them by a crazy old wizard named Fizbin the Fabulous. They were able to rescue the prisoners by dressing up as women, most of them, going with a person named Marita, who was from Solace and was the one in charge of taking care of the children and leading a group of women every day to give them food, to take them, give them exercise and playtime, etc. Those kids were guarded by an ancient red dragon named Flamestrike, who was a little off her rocker, you know, a little old, maybe a couple of knocks to the head. She couldn't see very well. She also thought that these refugee children were her children. And they weren't, but that's what she believed. So they were able to get into the children's playroom. However, Zarek got a cool new dragon sword, Worm Slayer, W-Y-R-M, not W-O-R-M. That would be a pretty shitty sword. It slays worms. Yeah, what doesn't? That, unfortunately, that sword, as good as it is against dragons, makes a horrible loud-pitched noise that dragons for 300 or so feet away can hear. So Zarek had to distract the dragon with this terrible sound of this sword, while the others scrambled to get the children out. Gold Moon and... Actually, it was really just Gold Moon and Marita were the ones. They took the children out back through the Slamori. The rest of the group tried to free the other women that were in a different part of the tower. They were able to get them out. However, the women went crazy. They were starved. They were very excited to be out. They massacred a bunch of Draconians. Fled. Some of them fled the right direction. Some of them fled the wrong direction. Zane, Zarek, and Tanis were able to get the men freed and the workers freed, because there were some women warriors in there as well. Overcome the dragon armies. However, there was still the dragon High Lord Verminard and his dragon Ember to deal with. However, the old dragon Flamestrike came in, ran straight into the dragon Ember, who she thought was attacking her children, knocking Verminard off of the dragon, making him land in the middle of the courtyard. The group was able to take not only the Draconians they are down, but also Verminard. Zane, if I believe right, was able to pick up his weapon, which was a mace, a large black mace. The group fled through the Corollas Mountains, through a path in the Corollas Mountains. They all grouped up. There were some carts with supplies that Marita, Goldmoon, and the women and children were able to gather. And they started to move. I'm winning. I've killed more of Adam's.
You're not supposed to be reading this.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be doing this.
It's true. So, most of the people, about 800 refugees, most of the characters and NPCs are all running from Pax Tharkis because Linus and Fizbin were able to put upon the defense mechanism of Pax Tharkis, knocking hundreds of thousands of pounds of granite boulders down, blocking the way in and out. So right now the dragon armies are trapped, at least the majority of them. Tanis was killed, seemingly by a falling boulder. Does anybody remember who he was with?
That other elf dude.
Nope.
No, he had his Bane with him, didn't he?
Nope.
No.
It was a man, middle-aged man, who looked a little funky. It was kind of hard to see because you guys were far away, but he looked like a middle-aged man, late 50s, who, as Tanis was pulling him out of the fortress, his shirt opened, and you could see, for those of you who noticed it, a glowing green something coming from his chest. But before you could inspect any further, splat, they both went under a giant boulder. So that Tanis problem seemingly solved itself. You'll never know if he was a traitor or not, I suppose. So now the group is bringing these refugees to hopefully a safe place through the only way that they know, south through the Corollas Mountains. That being said, we still have a couple of our band of merry men, and I guess there's a few women in there, still on the top of the fortress of Pax Tharkis, on the roof. We've got Linus and Fizbin, and that's where we'll start tonight. And that's bullshit, Captain Mymore. If all of my characters had died were solely the fault of Will.
No. You're not supposed to be reading the chat.
All right, Linus.
Oh, man. Did you see all that stuff and just go boom? Wow. Oh, that was great.
Did I miss it? I was looking the other direction. Did we already? I wanted to see that.
I don't know how you missed it. I mean, it was really loud. I mean,
I
hear
heard
anything
it.
for a
I
long
was
time.
wondering, but there was a lot. There was dragons fighting. It was really an interesting turn of events.
See, okay.
Oh,
Well,
we should probably get out of here, though.
oh, yeah.
Let's see. And he looks around. Well, we can't go the way we came because...
Can you climb?
Can I? Do I look like a man who climbs?
Not really.
No, I'm not. I can't climb.
I mean, it is pretty far down. I might have some rope in my bag.
Wait. Let's us not forget that I am Fizbin the Fabulous, a mighty wizard.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you know what? I'm a wizard too.
You are, and you gave me an idea earlier. You had a spell that you used when we were climbing up. What is it? What is it? Feather something. Feather.
I have no idea.
feather-
I just said
Feather
this
fall.
sounds
Yes,
good.
yes, yes. Okay, all we need to do is jump, and he grabs your hand and jumps off the side of the tower. And as you're falling, he's how did that go again? Feather, feather, feather fall, feather. And he's saying, mumbling something. And you guys are going faster and faster as you're falling. He lets go of your hand because he needs to do a little bit of magic as you're falling. And he's a bit heavier, and you're, you got like your baggy clothes, so you're floating a little bit further behind him. And all of a sudden he says, "Ah, yes, that's it, Featherfall." And yeah, kick a bot. Can we get rid of this?
Yeah, I'm already
Want to
working
become
on it.
famous by followers? Yeah, we're gonna listen to you, HB Gabriel. Fuck.
I just blocked it. I just got to figure out how to delete that.
Okay. All right. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're not going to do that anyway. We're all smarter than that. So, all of a sudden, you expect you to become as light as a feather. However, instead, he must have done something wrong, because now all you can see, there's just these feathers, these white feathers, like all over the place. And you hear splat. Then you come down into the feathers, and now you land safely. The feathers just go up and get blown around in the wind, so it's hard to see for a bit. But eventually, the feathers slowly make their way to the ground, and all that's there is a ratty old wizard hat.
Oh, my hat. Linus will pick it up, put it on.
Fizbin is not there.
Oh, look at that. He turned himself into a leaf. Or I mean a feather. Maybe he's all these feathers. And then Linus will start picking all the feathers up. He's going to stuff them into his bag. He'll probably turn back soon.
And as
That's nifty.
As you're doing that, you see the others probably about 150, 200 feet ahead of you.
Okay. I'll start running after him.
All right.
Stuff the feathers into my bag and then go running after him.
So the rest of you guys, it is late in the day, because this has been a long-ass day. You've been traveling through this area that Gilthanis had set up for you guys, south through the Carolus Mountains. Your lungs ache from breathing the bitter cold air. A heavy snowfall blurs the Carolus Mountains to either side. Behind you is the evil dragon army. Before you, nearly 300 families just liberated from the dungeons of Pax Tharkis. Suddenly, you hear the war cries of your draconian pursuers behind you. Not all
I
of
did what I was supposed to. I made those things fall down. The boulders went crash. I don't know.
Not all of them were in there. So, we are going to move to our battle map.
And I'm going to point out there's still no healing and everybody's beat up.
Yeah, so basically how this is set up, and you guys can put yourselves in front of these dudes because you came from the north and you're going south. You're basically going in this direction. Forget about this path here. That doesn't exist at the moment. I'll pull up the turn order because there will be initiative once you guys get yourself together. And Jason, you still have Zarek's character sheet ability, right? All right, perfect. Thank you.
Can I throw Gilthanis on here too? Is he with us?
Who?
Gilthanis?
Gilthanis is up ahead. So basically, you guys are in the back. for just such an occasion, for, if these draconians or any other hobgoblins or any other the dragon forces were able to come up from behind you. The large group of refugees is ahead of you, being led by Gilthanis, Lorana, Goldmoon, and Riverwind, as well as some of the other NPCs that we've come across. So it's just you guys right now. Obviously, Flint is still with you. Nobody has to worry about Tanis because he's dead. And
Who was that guy?
What guy?
I feel like we missed another important magical item. The dude with the green chest, man.
I don't know. You didn't get a chance to ask anybody.
I know.
So let's roll for initiative.
Are we in the right spot there, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember this doesn't exist, this path. So they're going to come around.
Here, I'm going to draw something.
Oh, jeez.
Look at that. Like a professional.
Wow,
baby.
that's very professional.
Very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Art school didn't go to waste.
Yeah. All right, just let me know when everybody's in. You know what? Let's put on a little music because Will loves to dance.
Oh, you want me to dance?
No. No, I don't.
Sad times.
All right, everybody in?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kurlathlon. You notice these group of draconians coming up from behind you. Don't worry about that. I'm sure it's nothing.
Well, I'm going to move over here and take a bonus action to stealth before starting to shoot at them to provide some cover for the rest of the people leaving.
Okay. Roll a stealth check, please.
Yep.
I want to ask a question. So, like, because we did level, are like the hit points going to be retroactive? We just get those, or are we still at the hit points we were at when we were in Pax Largus?
So
with just a higher.
Basically, you would get your additional hit points.
Okay.
But you don't get all of your other hit points back just yet.
That's what.
And,
okay,
and
cool.
nothing, like no spells or anything like that. That's
right. For anyone who has spells, you'd have to wait or anything like that.
You don't get the slot.
You're right.
You don't get like.
You can have the slots, but not the actual spells yet. But I'll give you the slots. Use them. You can use the slots. You can't use the new spells.
Oh, okay,
so
great.
We'll split the difference.
Okay, cool.
Because otherwise it'd be completely unfair to the spellcasters of the group. All right, that hits. Who are you hitting? The guy in the front?
Yep, the guy in the front. And if I am hidden, then I get my sneak attack.
Let's see. Yes, you're hidden. They're not very perceptive. All right, so that's
wow, that's horrible.
12 altogether. Well, it's still an extra 5. All right, yeah, all of a sudden he takes it. Right in the chest. And says something in Draconic. But you don't understand it. Those of you at home, he says, my chest.
Jeez. Okay.
Their turn. They're going
what about that?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hang on. Zarek had a 23.
Oh, you got a 23?
Yeah, Zarek got a 23.
Oh, all right. So Zarek can go. I don't know why. Maybe I did this before he was in there.
All right.
There we go.
So he'll shoot that same one that Curly shot with his bow.
Great.
What? Uh, 21 hits,
Yes, sir.
5 piercing,
All right. Another one. Ow.
and then
Ow, my
and
chest
then
again.
he's going to put the bow away and draw sword and shield.
Sure. All right. Now it's their turn. This guy's going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're all going to dodge as their action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, Linus, quick step.
Oh no. That's yeah. All right, so yeah. Okay, so he's just gonna shoot the one in the front with a fire bolt and miss.
That will miss.
Let me do the roll. Okay, we're good.
All right. Flint. If you're talking, Kemjan, we can't hear you.
How about now?
That sounds
Yes.
great.
Awesome. All right, so Flint's gonna bum rush.
This is
the
not
show.
winter music. You know what, Lord Forth? You get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's what my kids learned in preschool, and I consistently remind them of that because life is full of disappointments.
Aw.
It's true.
And
It's
that's why
okay.
we play D&D.
Exactly. I forgive you, Forth. I could never stay mad at you.
All right, attacking with the battle axe, the guy in front.
It's going to be a disadvantage.
Oh.
So either way, you got
13.
Yeah, it would have missed. All right. I guess that's it for him.
Yep.
Zane Okara.
Right. Zane is going to use one of his new fancy spells called Create Bonfire. I'm going to go right here, that 5-foot square. Create a bonfire on the ground you can see within range. Using until the spell ends, a magical bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when it's cast must succeed a dexterity saving throw.
All right, where is it?
Right on this one.
All right, and how big is it? Just 5 feet?
5 feet.
All right,
Get it.
dexterity save. They're not super terrible at that, but this guy is. He rolled a 6. So what's the damage? 5?
He takes 5 damage. It's concentration, so it's going to stay there for up to a minute.
All right, he turns to stone.
Nice.
All right. Garel.
Rel. Attacking this guy.
Yeah, Christmas music. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? Hey guys, I'm here for a fight.
Attacking with the Warhammer.
Miss.
Oh,
But you get another attack.
that's
That
true.
makes you feel better.
Comes around with the backhand.
That-
Yeah, buddy.
Well, it's still a disadvantage though because he's.
Oh.
So he'd still miss, but that would have been much better. All right, Goldmoon is not here actually. She's not. with
Oh.
you. She is.
I
up
shall
ahead.
delete her token.
Boop! I did it for you. Nice try.
Yeah, take away all my fun.
All right, back up to Zarek.
So Zarek is going to take a step here and hold his action. If someone comes within his threat range, he's going to attack them.
Got it. Curliflon.
All right. Well, shooting at this guy here.
Okay. That hits. You do get it. Wait, no, you don't.
Yep.
It's a disadvantage, actually. because he's still dodging.
Oh. Let me roll again.
That misses.
Oh.
Adam, quick question. We can't stand here, can we?
Yeah, you can. It's a little bit of a difficult terrain, but you could stand there and
Then-
fight easily enough.
Derek's going to have moved there instead.
Sure. Yeah, this is just a path, but you can... This is going to be high up. This is going to be walkable.
Okay. But, like, this is not. This is
Right, yeah,
here.
those are boulders, yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Bonus action to hide again before I finish that.
Okay, all right, stealth 20, yep, okay. You feel like you're sufficiently hidden. All right, first, this guy is going to attack Flint. Longsword, here it is. 18
That hits.
for 7 damage.
Eek. And we didn't get like a short rest or anything, did we?
No, you're on the
No.
run.
That's right.
Run for the hills.
What was the damage? 7?
7, and then a 16. Does that hit him?
16 does hit.
Another 5.
Damn.
Dude, it's not looking good for you.
And
No, he's down at 22.
he's gonna, oh, he's okay. You can sort of move here. All right. 2 guys are going to attack. Well, we'll see. One of them, 1 or 2 is going to be Gorell. 3 or 4 will be that's Gorell. And the other guy will attack Gorell also. These are all longswords. An 18 will hit for 10 slashing damage.
Ouch. That takes me down to 5, guys.
And a 9 will miss.
Thank goodness.
Linus.
Well, not really that much Linus can do in this situation.
I'm sure
Uh,
there is.
He will go ahead and attempt to. Oh, I know what he'll do. He's going to cast. Now, I gotta ask: is the map 2, 5, 10?
Yeah, it's 5 feet squares.
Okay. He will. And just let me check here. He's going to do a quicken spell. Yep. Okay. Cool. Actually, he doesn't even need to do that. He won't do this quicken spell. You like how I figure it out in my head as I go? It's pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
So
entertaining too.
all you at home can see the process. Just
Yeah.
Okay. So he poof, in a poof of smoke, bloop, is over here, and he's going to shoot the rear one in the back. Ooh, that's
will
going to hit for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And he's going to be yelling, "Hey, you guys! You missed me! I'm over here!"
All right.
Trying to get some of their attention, but I need to make a roll.
Yes, you do. And you're fine. You feel like you sufficiently got this guy's attention with your tomfoolery.
Who tomfoolery is it?
Flint.
All right. Flint's going to attack that the guy in front of Gorell. Can he do that? Yeah, he can do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's right there.
Okay. Battle axe.
This is
Oh.
where you guys need to start hitting, by the way. That misses.
Oh,
Just
See,
in
that's
case.
where I was
See, yeah, that's where you were confused.
yes.
All right. Gorell. Nope, I lied. Zane.
1 second. So Zane is going to cast Snowball Swarm right here.
Okay.
Everything within 5 feet of that makes the dex save. I'm excluding Corral from that.
All right. So it's all of these guys.
Yep.
First one misses. Second one misses. Third one... It was 16? Right?
That saves 16.
Yeah, so he missed. He got a 15. He was close. Fourth one, 16. He makes it. So the one...
This one made it.
Yeah, and the other guy behind him. These two guys made it.
Okay, so they take 7. Everyone else takes 14.
Okay.
And then he's going to take 1 step up.
All right.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sure. All right. Those guys don't look as cocky as they did before.
I should hope not.
All right, and Garel, you are up.
All right. Attacking the one to his left there. Here we go. Try the Warhammer again.
All right, and these are regular rolls because he's no longer dodging.
Okay.
So that hits.
Nice. 13.
He turns to stone.
Sweet.
Thank you, J.R. for following. Huzzah!
Ah!
It's probably just R, but it's,
You got to say it like a pirate.
Arg.
JR.
JR.
Thank you for following.
We appreciate your viewership.
There you go.
All right, you got another attack. You got two
All
guys
right.
to choose
I'm going
from.
to attack the guy next to him. At the top
Up
there.
Here, okay.
Yep, that one. Oh.
That misses terribly. You swing. Both of the Draconians duck. Luckily, Flint is short because it just swings right over his head. Says, "Watch where you're going, you big ape." And it is Zarek's turn. I will control Zarek. Zarek is going to move up here. And let's see, what does Zarek got? Zarek's stuff is not on this sheet. Some of it is. All right. Long sword. 15 will just miss. And a 15 will just miss. So
Linus, using his reaction, is going to bend luck, allowing him to roll 1d4 and either add, in this case, add to an attack or...
Oh, that's right. Hold
roll.
on. KD is right. KD is right. Zarek does have Wormslayer. I did the wrong one. So both of those hit.
Yeah.
And let's roll damage. Thank you, KD, for following along wherever you are. Wow. Oof. This guy's gonna die. Well, no, it'll take both of those to kill him. This guy turns to stone. And conveniently, so Zarek just comes up, slashes once, and then comes through with a stab right in the chest. And as the thing turns to stone, Zarek gets a little bit nervous because he's lost swords in these things before. But then remembers, wait, this is my special sword that the DM forgot about. And slides right out. All right, 3 are down. Curliflon.
All right, shooting at this guy again. $23 to hit.
Nice.
That hits. And when that was which one?
This guy right here.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you
And-
take him down. Yep, he's down with
A
all
total of
those.
23 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Even if he was not already hit, you would have taken him down. So yeah, so that one turns to stone. Now, the problem is, too bad these guys don't stay for stone for long, because otherwise you would have blocked the path kind of nicely. But anyway, there are still 2 left.
I went to stealth again as a bonus action.
26, you are confident that they cannot see you. this dude is going to try to 5, 10, 20. Yeah, he can move here even with the rough terrain. So there's going to be one on Zarek and one. I don't know how many hit points Zarek has, though. So KD,
75.
If you could use the message spell you've been using, yeah.
Hang on, Zarek has AC 17. He has 15 hit points.
Oh, so that's right.
He did have second wind still, so he probably could have taken that at the end of last.
All right, we'll say that he does. So that's what, D10 or D8?
D10 plus fighter
6.
level.
Yep.
D10 plus 6. You're back.
Wow, a 10, so 16. Okay, so that's helpful. All right, and bear with me, folks, as I do a little housekeeping. All right, there we go. So the first one will attack Zarek. See if we can get some of those hit points taken away. Longsword. 13 will miss. Second attack, a 9 will miss, so we didn't really need to worry about those hit points after all. And now the other guy will attack Garel. Same thing, long swords.
Oh, no.
Oof, 23 for 10 slashing damage.
Oh, he is down. Big
Down
man
goes
is down.
Frazier.
So he's actually going to step over you.
Yeah, he is.
Move over here and attack Flint with that second attack. And a 19 for 4 on Flint.
Oof. Flint's still standing.
Flint's still standing.
Better than he ever did.
All right, Linus. Good news and bad news here.
He's going to start running. You guys were supposed to pay attention to me. Why didn't you pay attention? Oh, look, there's one.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, it wouldn't have mattered because that was the lower one. He would have had disadvantage, but it was either a 23 or a 24 that roll, so you don't want the 24 because that would have been a crit. Never mind. So go ahead, Linus.
He misses.
Firebolt misses. Roll your die. 11, you're fine. Flint,
Flint's gonna,
your giant son just dropped.
I know.
KD
The
shooting
hell,
longbows.
Alright, battle axe. Oh, come on.
Flint is not hit in a long while.
Nope.
All right. Zane.
All right, Zane is going to do his new bonfire trick over here. So he's got to make a dex save.
A 9. He misses. He will die.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I don't think you could do less than 3 points, can you?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. So he goes on fire and then turns to stone. So puts himself out, which is very nice of him, especially in the wilderness.
Tuck himself in over here.
All right. Although he is still here. He can move next time, though.
Yeah, Zane will move there then.
Okay. There's nobody else alive over there, so it doesn't really matter. But although Zarek is just swinging as he's doing some practice lunges on the on the stone draconians. Garel, that's going to be a
death saving throw. Okay. What am I rolling? Just a 20?
There should, but there should be a death save.
On the character sheet, right next to where.
Oh
your
yes,
hit dice are at.
yes. I gotcha.
And this, just.
Oh no! That's,
you just got 2
you
failures.
got 2
dude.
failures
two.
right off the
Oh,
bat.
geez. Oh no!
Oh wait. Oh wait. Don't I have Wait. Hang on.
Do you
Oh
have
wait. No.
a-
That's for
You can use a inspiration for this if you wanted to.
Yeah, yes. Definitely. Definitely. So I just reroll.
Yep. 19.
There we go.
All right, so you have one success.
One success.
Instead of
How
two
much
failures.
inspiration do you have left?
I think that was it.
It wouldn't have mattered much if he. So-
Linus has
it.
got one.
all right, and Zarek, you were up. There's one guy down here that is up still.
Yeah, that was it. That's all I had.
Okay.
Yep. All you
So
can do is try to keep yourself alive.
He's gonna sidestep over here and shoot 2 arrows, longbow into him.
Okay.
So, first shot, 14 will miss, right?
That's correct.
Second shot, 13 will also miss.
That
okay?
one surprisingly hits. No, I'm just kidding. That also misses. Kurlathlan.
Right. Want to just keep shooting this guy.
Thank you, James Go Forth, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And you know what? For
Thanks-
all of you watching
thanks,
who haven't
James.
liked, go forth and like the stream yourself.
Wow.
That
I'm not even gonna say anything on that. Everybody's collectively groaning right now, so
he is dead, and I'm here all week, folks. Tip your waitresses. All right, they are dead.
All right.
You get the vague suspicion that it's possible these aren't the only ones that are out there looking for you.
somebody should help this guy.
Oh yeah, and Gorell is hunt gun.
Flint's like backhanding him. Get up! Stop faking it! Get up!
Zane
don't
has a
think-
And
feeling-
thank you for Maria Antonin for liking the stream. As
Thanks,
usual.
Queen.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thank you, Queen. I don't think. No, there's. Yeah, Linus is the last guy. I didn't know anything about that. Nope. He's just looking at him.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Well, I didn't remember, and I was like, it
Just-
wouldn't make sense really for him to have. And I was like, oh yeah, -1, untracked. Yeah, no,
Oh, wait.
he didn't got anything going on here.
I have
You still have your healing potion, don't you?
I still have my healing potion. Yeah. So can I have Flint take
Yep.
it out of my pocket
Sure.
and use that?
Oh yeah,
That's a good thing. That might be the last one, is it? Or is there one left?
I'm double check. I don't think
He's got
Linus had no, because Linus
you
was
you weren't
after
there,
you
so didn't
guys.
have one,
Yeah.
Adam, Zane still has his.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Oh, that's right, because Flint gave Zarek his to give to you. All right, guys. So while you were doing this, the group continued to move. They didn't just sit around waiting for you.
No.
So you
So-
can continue on.
Okay.
You
What
better
do I
hurry.
get back from that?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Ten.
so that's pretty good.
I'll take it.
That's as good as you're going to get from a regular old healing potion. All right, so you guys are able to make your way back to the refugees. Now it is getting dark.
Well, did we already knew that we were supposed to be looking for Thor Barton, right?
You know that Thor Barton is.
Or am I
in this-
metagaming
You're
because I listened to
metagaming, but
because I listened to the intro?
yeah, Keaton Stonehelm. Thank you for following. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thanks, Keaton.
You know, and Flint would know, and so would Gorell, because Gorell went down here, that Thor Barton is somewhere in the south here, but when Flint and Gorell went looking for it during their break, from the rest of you guys. They could not find it.
Okay. So we just got to wait for somebody to suggest it or something like that. We're not currently looking for it.
Right. Right now, you're just currently looking for a splay, and you know that it would be days, if not weeks, before you got there anyway.
Okay.
So
And I have to
Forborg
get
is
this-
not just around the corner.
And I'm getting this out of the way now so that I have it done. Linus is looking through his bag for molasses, and he doesn't find any. Okay, good.
All right.
All right. That's done.
Why molasses? I don't get it.
Don't worry about it.
All right. I'm gonna move you guys to a different map here, and I'll show you what you can see. It's not going to be super helpful for you at the moment, but as you continue, maybe it will be. All right.
Adam, while we're traveling, can we take a short rest?
You could try. You can't travel and take a short rest.
Like not even on the carts or anything like that?
No. The carts are full. They're not that big, and they are full of provisions. Plus, there are like babies and stuff that need to be on them. Not the heroes. And somebody even says that this is the baby's cart. Like, could you please stop getting into my son's carriage? That would be great. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate your help, but this is
Gorell's like, they can sit on me. I don't mind.
the baby carriage crushes under your weight. All right, so you guys see this map over here?
Yeah.
All right, so you started off. This is up the top here. This is Paxtarchus. This is where you currently are.
The X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we should definitely go check out whatever the hell a 5 is, whatever the hell a 22 is.
Yeah, I could tell you this is just a big peak.
What
You can see that from where you are.
what direction? What's our guiding direction? Where are we supposed to be taking these refugees?
Are we
don't
literally
really
just
know.
following? Are we literally
Yeah,
just following the path?
Yeah, there is right now. There is no plan. The plan was to get them out of here and to bring them south, where maybe there's someplace safe for them.
So in the so how much does Zane know about the geography of this place, of where we are right now?
Roll history check.
Oh, he knows everything.
He knows everything. So, all right, I'm going to move you to a new map.
He starts drawing an actual map. This is all wrong.
All right.
This is what
So-
we're doing now.
So Zane draws out a map.
Oh, yeah, Zane pulls out his maps. All right, so you see the part that's you can see here. So this is where you came from. This is Solace. There's the Keishu over here. Qualinesti, where they are now going west or east. I don't remember which way they said they were going. Down here somewhere is the Forest of Wayrith, but again, it's a magical forest that finds you. You don't find it necessarily, but that's its general direction.
And that's where we met the Forest Guardian.
No, that's where you went to the Tower of High Sorcery.
Yep. Okay,
The rest
cool.
of the group has never been there, just you and Zarek.
Got
Here is Paxtarchus. You guys are somewhere through right about here. This is that peak you saw. And the Corollas Mountains go down through here. Somewhere around this area. And here is where Flint and Gorell were looking for Paxtarchus. Some of the Neardar dwarves, who are the hill dwarves that Flint is actually originally from, is in this general area as well. So anyway, that's basically just so you have an idea of where. And Gary, for your purposes, this is where you went north during those 5 years, over to Portugal over here, and then Salamnia is further north from that.
Right.
Why don't we go to Flint's people?
So Zane will suggest that's not a bad idea. Headed toward Flint's people. The kingdom of Thorbarden is in this direction as well.
So there's two problems with that, Flint will say. The dwarves and the humans, and especially the elves, aren't in good sorts since the cataclysm. Showing up with 800 people, one, I could tell you that the hill dwarves are not going to have the space for them. And if we have a army following us, which at some point we will, bringing them to their doorstep is something I'm not willing to do. Thorbarden, on the other hand, if we can find it, I don't know if we'd convince them to open the gates. However, at least they'd be safer there because they could shut the gates again.
Would your people be willing to help us indirectly? Maybe if we let them know that this army is coming, prepare a delay of some type or something, maybe at the very least get themselves out of harm's way.
I don't know. I haven't seen them in a long time, and I'm not sure who's leading them now. But again, I do...
Don't they know where the Thorbarden is?
Nobody has been there in over 300 years when they locked up the gates.
Don't they got a book?
Thank you, Julie Dos Santos, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Yeah! Thanks, Julie.
And right now, I mean, that's still easily 10 days from here. So we need something tonight.
Would we? I doubt we're going to find refuge for 800 people in the hills here tonight. We're going to have to set up some type of camp and fortification.
For tonight, yes. Now, for you guys, there is on the mountains where you are. There, it's cold. It's not like freezing, but it's cold. I mean, you're looking at, probably 40s, mid 40s in temperature. So, considering you have a bunch of people, including yourselves, that are not really prepared for this weather, you guys are better, better off than, except for Zane maybe, but the rest of you, probably with cloaks and stuff, are a little bit better off. But you've got a lot of weakened people here as well. But Flint says, within the mountains there are valleys. The problem is we need to find a place where we have cover from overhead as well, because there are dragons. But so you guys know too, as I said before, there's snow on the mountains on the pass on either side of you. Up higher.
So, what if we go a little bit further in, and then see if we can create an avalanche to block to bring that snow down into the valley?
Still won't help against dragons.
Not against the dragon.
It won't help against the dragon, but it could. Flint says, but it could help against the Draconians.
Army. Flint, would you have any idea how to start a rock slide like that could help, that could create an avalanche to knock some of the snow into the valley?
I mean, it would be dangerous, and we'd have to get up closer, I would think. I don't have a way to do that. I mean, without, climbing and then, chipping away at some of the rock and hoping it falls. I mean, if we have a way to cause maybe a loud enough noise or impact, but without doing that, I don't So it's possible to do, but it's going to be difficult to figure out. By which I mean the NPC isn't going to tell you.
I just didn't know if you had any expertise on it.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just read. If we only had a thunderclap of some type.
Well, he was saying too that there's plenty of valleys.
Right. But at the same time, to Zane's point, it's going to be pretty easy to track
You got
guys.
that right.
So
900 people,
finding a way to block off this or any path that you're on, nothing will stop them forever. But slowing them down is probably a good idea.
All right. So
Fair enough.
what we could do is we get up into the mountains close enough to the peak where we don't have any alchemist fire or any lantern oil or anything like that on provisions. I doubt it, right?
I mean, there is, and you guys saw this when you were in the basement of Pax Tharkis. Why the Alamo doesn't have a basement? Anybody? Anybody?
No, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I have no idea what you're talking about, Adam.
But there was, lamp oil. There was water. KD got it. So now you could use it, and you feel like there might be enough, along with Flint trying to figure out how to get the snow down, that there's probably enough to make a big enough explosion to get a good enough avalanche and get you guys out of the way in doing it, but it would use up that oil.
That's fine, because we can always make fire other ways. I'm willing to do that if it stops if it slows the dragon army down. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
All right, what do the rest of you guys think?
I mean, it's a sucky decision to have to make, but I think that's reasonable to try to stop them, the hordes of draconians on our tail.
Yeah. Like you figure from the last session, you figure, or maybe it was 2 sessions ago, I don't remember. You figure with the boulders in front of the only real big entrance and exit, you could probably have, before most of the armies get there, let's see, probably 4 days, maybe 5. But as you can see, that there are still things pursuing you. Yeah, and you haven't seen the dragon yet, but there's a dragon somewhere.
But we're not going to be able to stop or slow down the dragon. We can't even worry about that in our plan. Nothing we could do. It's going to fly and overtake us at some point.
I just like reminding you.
Yeah. Best we could do is get into the valleys and hope that the fog covers us, if there is any. But in order to do that, we got to stop the army even further from pursuing us. So I think this avalanche plan might be the best shot we have.
Okay. So what do you want the group to do? So Gilthanas and Lorana and Goldmoon will come back down, as to check to see what's going on, and and what as they've heard through the grapevine that you guys have returned after, or caught up to them, I guess is a better way of saying it. And Gilthanas will say, "So, what's the plan? We can't keep going on like this all night. I'm afraid that we'll lose people.
Well, we're going to bring the mountain down.
I wasn't expecting that. So
Or
what's
at
your
least all the snow on top of it.
so what's your plan?
We're going to use the majority of the lamp oil to help us loosen some of the rocks with an explosion, and hopefully direct them in the path of anyone who's pursuing.
So if we do that, we're probably going to want to try to get off of this main path here. Any idea which direction to go? I could bring you back to this other map here too.
We have to find what we need to. The only safe haven that we can think of is the kingdom of Thorobard.
And he looks at Flint for a second, then back to you and says, "Do you really think they'll let us in? That is, if we can find it."
I'll talk to him.
Linus has it. Problem.
Yeah, Flint says, "Then definitely not. I was talking about humans and elves. They're never going to let a Kender in there."
What are you talking about?
If I have to explain it, we don't have time.
We appeal to their nature and let them know the severity of what's going on. I think we'll get. It's the best chance we have, unless you have another idea.
No, but again, it'll take us days, if not weeks, to get there. Where if we move off the path now, which direction do you suggest we go? Did I move you back to this? Yeah.
Well, I think for now,
I mean, we could send maybe, and he turns to Goldmoon and says, maybe we could send some of the Plainsman warriors to scout ahead and maybe find some sort of shelter or something that we can
the mountains are riddled. This path is riddled with valleys, so we should probably find one of those to camp in. At least a suitable one for the size that we have, and then fortify it as best we can.
So, I mean, if you all agree, we could try to send them out ahead, see what they could find as you work through your, you work through your plan of bringing down the avalanche.
Goldmoon, do you think that is something people would do?
Well, they need the rest as much as the rest of us, and I know Riverwind is our best scout and warrior. He could lead. I could ask Key and Sunstar because I know them, I trust them, and they are capable. Unfortunately, I don't know everybody because they're not all my people. There's from all of the tribes are here, and unfortunately, it seems that most of the Keishu were murdered, as we saw. But I'm sure I can convince the others to let Riverwind and Sunstar go up ahead and see if they can find a suitable place.
Great. That sounds excellent. So yeah, send your scouts ahead, see if they can find a suitable place. Giltinus, you and Goldmoon continue moving the column. We need to get them away from the area that we're going to create the avalanche, at the very least, and then we'll do what we can to delay the steward.
Okay. And they will head back to the front of the line and leave you guys to your plan.
All right. So let's get the lamp oil situated as best we can in the strategic places we need to.
All right, yeah, you could find a couple of barrels there and put them. I mean, the pass is not very wide, so if you put them on either side of the road, path, you feel that you might be able to, if you can generate a big enough explosion from them, accomplish what you set out to.
Okay.
So how are you going to light them up?
Is there any wood or brush around or anything like that?
Sure.
All right, so let's put as much of it near them, like create as much of a stoked, like setting of flammable material that we can.
Okay.
And then I want to line the entire valley path with flammable material if we can. Basically, like, so we could set fire to that, and it would spread out to the both sides, and hopefully create the explosion we want to.
You could definitely do that. That said, whoever is lighting that needs to be super quick, not to get caught up in the explosion.
I can do it.
How about if they're 120 feet away shooting a firebolt at it?
That would definitely be a good start.
There you go. Linus, you're up.
Oh, cool. Oh, wait, what's a firebolt?
That thing that we saw you throwing at the Draconians over there.
Oh, that's a firebolt? I just thought it was fire.
Yeah, use that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll set that up. We'll use that. And I'm going to use minor illusion to create a booming sound as well, to kind of try and loosen the like once we blow up some rock and get some rock in the middle there, I'm going to try and enhance it. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I need to then enhance it with something that we can create an avalanche.
Okay. All right, so you guys get into position. I assume the rest of you are further than that 125 feet, maybe?
Yes.
Yep.
And you've tied Linus's shoelaces together?
So
We put
mean.
a little bit of lamp oil in his pocket. And when he walks away from it...
Yeah, no doubt. They tell him, now make sure you hold on to these really heavy rocks while you do this. I don't see why, but okay.
All right. So roll your firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you hit it right
First
on
shot.
target.
I did it! Look, I did it, guys! I did
The
it!
fire spreads as you're standing there. Are you gonna stand there and watch this, or are you gonna start moving back? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, he'll start moving back.
So the fire.
It'll take a second or two, and then he'll realize hey, you should probably go.
Yeah, the fire spreads, and it's not that big of a distance between the two. You're probably looking at 10 feet, and all of a sudden the barrels explode, making a very loud noise. Somebody roll me a percentile die.
Ooh, I got it. 34.
At first, after that loud explosion, there's nothing but silence.
I don't
You
think it
guys
worked.
are looking around at each other, thinking, "Oh fuck! Now we just gave away our position and nothing's happened." And then you start to hear crack, 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 and then a snap, and then just this rush of snow from both sides of the mountain. How far away would you guys say you were waiting?
A lot.
You were 125 feet and running.
We were probably about 200 feet away.
I'm thinking more like 700, 800 feet away.
Yes, a Kurlathon
That's it?
is
Only 700 or
nowhere.
800?
is nowhere with.
Realistically, we set everything up, so probably, and then be where we could see Linus doing what he was doing, so probably not more than 100 feet away from Linus.
All right, so first, Linus is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Or he's going to get engulfed in snow.
He'll find out, yeah. It'll
Well,
also depend by how much.
Can
he
he use a reaction?
To do what?
Well, it's a spell, of course.
Well, first he'd have to make
No.
his dexterity saving throw, but then as part of that would be his action, and then afterward he could use a reaction. Sure.
All right, it doesn't matter anyway. We'll go ahead and let me see here. Where's that? Okay, let me just roll the first one. 15.
Okay, you're very close to being that. Those couple of seconds you took just watching this thing go, probably a couple of seconds too long. So this snow is coming toward you as you're running away from it. The rest of you see this. Roll another dexterity saving throw.
Another one?
Yes.
$18.
All right. You're on a bit of an incline here, so you're starting to move a little faster, but the snow is still moving. You are able to get to the others. What are the rest of you doing? There is still snow coming toward you.
Running away.
Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
First one was Zane, second one was Eric. Oh, Corral! No!
Did you roll one for Flint?
There it is.
There's Flynn. He got even worse. He got a 3.
So
His
you
short
got-
little leg.
You guys are running. It takes you guys a couple of seconds because you're watching all this happen and then realize, oh shit, we better go. Everybody else is booked past you. Kurlathon stops and says, guys, we gotta go. You turn and just trip over your own 2 feet. And on the way down, you just grab out and happen to grab a hold of the back of Flint's collar and pull him down with you.
Of course.
The snow covering both of you. You, Kurlathon, start running. You almost make it, but then have your legs knocked out from behind you and fall into the snow. At this point, you aren't going to take a ton of damage, but
Good, because they don't have a ton.
Yeah,
They don't have a lot.
Yeah.
Flint and Gorell, only 6,
Down goes Frazier.
and 5 for Kurlathon.
How much did Gorell have?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Another 6.
Okay, cool.
All right. I rolled poorly on that on that second die there.
See, he's trying to kill you guys.
He is.
All
That
right.
leaves me with 4.
But the good news is you have completely covered that path. And with that, we're going to go take a little break. So everybody, hold on. Don't go anywhere. I mean, you can as long as you come back. But we will be right back with DragonLance, Dragons of Hope, Part 1 after this. And we're back. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen, and others for hanging out, waiting for us to play some DragonLance, Dragons of Hope, Part 1. So, the guys just blew up half of the mountainside, gave themselves a little bit more time. They sent a couple of Swiftfox's old friends, Riverwind and Sunstar, two of the Keishu warriors, to scout ahead. They do come back, and they Goldmoon and of course Gilthanis and Lorana with them, but they bring back Riverwind and Sunstar with them. So you guys are still in the back of the group. And Riverwind says, a little bit further down the southern road, it splits in two directions. To the east, the roadway is mostly buried in snow. To the west, there's a mountain pass that leaves the road. It looks like through there's a valley where we could stay for the night. I wouldn't recommend staying any longer than that because there isn't a lot of cover, although there is some tree cover along either side. But the only problem is that there were footsteps in the snow. They weren't fresh, but they were there. Looked to me to be dwarven footprints.
Oh, dwarves! We should follow those.
And Flint would say, well, to the west, a bit further south, is the kingdom of the Nidar dwarves. It's a few days journey from here, so I don't think, especially with this weather, and he looks up and you guys can see like the weather. It's an early snow, but you are further south, which is typically colder than it is in the north. In this crazy world called Kryn. It looks like it will snow, if not tonight, then tomorrow. So he doesn't think there'd be any scouting parties out or anything like that. But he really would have no idea. But
didn't you say that those dwarves were mean, Flint?
Well, they're not mean. Those are my people. They were.
Yeah, mean, like you.
Girl's like, oh, watch it, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a joke.
So
I'm not a kid.
He said it's possible to go to the west, but we'd be trudging through snow without really knowing where we're going. So, but either way, it seems like there is a place where we might have room to camp.
Jason, you're muted.
I think the valley sounds like the best suited for our needs for the night. So let's do that, and then maybe we'll figure out options in the morning.
Let's say the rest of you.
That sounds like
Valley
the best
sounds
idea,
good.
I think.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds boring.
So
You got spirit, kid. I like you. You like tussles your hair.
I'm not a kid. I'm a kid.
I know, kid.
All right. So you guys will move to the lead, I'm guessing. Or no? Do you guys want to stay in the back and have the NPCs lead, or do you want to take the lead?
Well, I think we've done a decent job of keeping danger away from our rear. We could probably put our resources in other places. I think we should go in the front. We'll take Riverwind. That's a good fellow.
We really like that guy.
We do. That Riverwind's a really nice guy.
I'd hate it if he
Take
died.
yeah, he's very, very helpful, very kind, good looking.
He's great
quite
at
the catch.
he's quite at consoling those who are widows.
All right.
He may have a future in this world. I think he's a fine player. So let's continue. Let's keep him and the other scouts at the front with us so they can guide us where we're going. But then maybe Giltinus and any other able-bodied HU or other plainsmen can help protect the back if they need it.
Okay. And there's probably about 80 warriors. Now, their weapons are not great. I mean, they basically took whatever they could off of dead Draconians. Don't have a lot of armor also because of that. But and they're also, in a weakened state. But of the 800 people, there's 80 of them roughly are warriors of a sort. So you guys move ahead. Hold on one second. All right. And the broken remains of an ancient roadway glitter with windswept ice. Here and there, old monuments of stone jut from the frozen ground. Their surfaces are covered with snow-filled runes. To the south, the way branches, just as Riverwind had said. The roadway, mostly buried in snow, runs to the east. To the west is a mountain pass that leaves the road. A set of footprints short of step follows the southwest route, which is the way that you guys were planning on heading. What was that?
The footprints are heading into the route or out of the route?
They're both. But they're not... again, they're not fresh. You'll have time when you guys camp to ask anybody anything you want. Kurlathlon, you can tell for sure they're dwarven prints. A few days old now. 4 or 5 days. Based on the fresh snow that's covering them, as does anybody besides Flint speak Dwarvish or read Dwarvish?
I think
Gorell probably does too.
Would.
Yeah.
I also speak Dwarvish.
Okay.
Same.
All right. So everybody except for
everybody.
Highness. Zarek. And Zarek might too. So you guys, the writing is different than the Dwarvish that you're used to, because you would have learned Dwarvish from the hill dwarf side versus the mountain dwarf side, but you can still make out, and Flint can read more than you guys can, and Zane too because of his brainiac nature. But you can basically tell that the runes are speaking of or writing about the ancient dwarven kingdom of Thorbarden and the road of Kith Cannon that linked the dwarves with their elven neighbors to the north. So it's basically saying that the roads here, and again, there's not really directions, and a lot of them are destroyed, so it doesn't give a full picture of where it is, but confirms that somewhere between Qualinesti, which is where Pax Tharkus is in the middle of directly, and Thorbarden is is Pax Tharkus. So you guys are sort of in the middle between those two kingdoms. One of which is now currently emptied as the elves flee, and the other has been shut up and no one has been in or out of that you know of in the past 300 years. As you continue on, if you do decide to continue on that trail, the snow-filled canyon slopes gently upward, footprints following a wavering line up the canyon floor. So you can see that basically they're going around toward that big spire, mountain spire that you saw when you first left Pax Darkus. Looks like they're moving around that direction. And Flint says it's because that is unless you're going to go over the mountains, the only real way to get from the Nidar Kingdom to this road and to Pax Darkus. Or at least only one that he knows of. So they'd have to go around, which is partly why it takes so long to get from point A to point B.
Where in that map is the other snow-choked passageway?
So basically you've got 22 and you've got... Let me get a little bit more of an area here. These are the areas that they saw. So 22... was a bigger impasse to get through and might be difficult with the wagons and the people. This was the easier road, and this is where the dwarven footprints are sort of going off in that direction. But Flint says that this spire is not where the kingdom is.
Does it have a name?
It's just called a spire, as far as I can tell, but let me double check.
22 is where we want to go.
Well, everybody's moving in this direction already, so you're going to tell them that?
Linus is going to go and talk and make friends with Riverwind. What was the other one's name? Serpent Girl? What was
Sunstar.
Sunstar.
Serpent Girl.
Way off.
All right. I mean, he's doing his best not to pay attention to you.
Then I will leave him alone because he's a stuck-up ass. I'll go to Sunstar.
Sunstar's doing about the same.
I think you should take me to that choked pass, the other one. We should go look at that one. That sounds like a lot more fun. And I bet that's where the dwarves are at. I don't think they're over here. At least not the dwarves we're looking for. We're not looking for these dwarves. We're probably looking for those other dwarves. And that'd be that way. And that makes more sense, too, because it's traveling along the road. It's not on the road. And
he turns to the others and says, does he speak for you now?
New here.
And they continue walking in the direction that they were going. Being a Kender, it's not easy to get people to listen to you.
I know.
Especially strangers, and especially plains people.
Well, Linus feels that it'll be extremely easy to follow this path. How long does it take to get to, like, from
each of these? If you zoom in, each of those hexes is a mile.
Oh, only a mile?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Yep.
Linus is going to truck and he's going to go back.
Not the squares. The hexes. You got to zoom in.
Oh, I got to zoom in more.
Yes. The regular squares on the map are not a mile.
I don't see any hexes.
It's hard to see on this thing. Basically, you can sort of tell by the way.
All right, so do a brother solid and count out how many miles. Because I see
all right.
0.
You're looking at. It's easier if I look on the book here than this thing. That's 3. It's going to be from the path that you guys are currently walking down to go back around into that area is going to be 3 miles and then 3 miles back.
Okay, so he could. What time of day is it?
It's night.
Oh,
That's
it's
why you're
night.
looking for camp.
Yeah, I thought we were doing it because it was still in preparation for.
Yeah.
All right, he's not that.
Like you
far.
can do it if you want to walk. I mean, 6 miles. How long will that take you to walk? A long
With
time.
your short little legs
With his short little legs for like 3 or 4 hours.
in the snow.
Uphill both ways.
Uphill. That's right.
You can wear
Continue
shoes.
on.
But you're
I'll
welcome
let
to
you-
do it.
I'll let you know in a second. Continue on.
All right.
Nobody's stopping you there, kiddo.
So you guys come to a valley. People immediately, because they've been told this is where they're spending the night, try to find space. I mean, it's not going to be a comfortable night. A few of them set up some small campfires. You've got just a ton of weak, tired, and scared, although hopeful, because this is Dragons of Hope, people. They're trying to stay close to the to these mountain range over on the side here, because that's the closest. It's hard to stay completely out of sight. There are people going through the boxes and crates and barrels that they've found to look for warm clothing. There is some. Nobody is going to be super comfortable, but they're able to find some things to keep the men, women, and children relatively warm, especially compared to what they were wearing before. And Elliston, the Seeker, walks up to you, and he has both Gilthanas and Lorana with him. Gold Moon is off talking to other of the Plains people. And Elliston says, first, I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. I know it wasn't easy, and your bravery and your skills have kept many people alive. And for that, I'm forever in your debt. When we were in the mines of Paxtarchus, there were people who had sort of taken a leadership role within the slaves there, the people of Solace, the people of the plains, the elves, although there aren't many, the handful of dwarves. There's really, like, from what you've seen, there's maybe 3 or 4 dwarves. It's not many. Really just kept to themselves for the most part, and but we created sort of a group of leaders of the people, and we would like it if, when you get settled, if you would maybe meet with us, and we can try to find common ground on on a plan on on what to do next.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And tend to the needs of the people. Make sure everyone's safe. Make sure everyone's as warm and comfortable as possible, and then lick our wounds a little bit, and then meet up.
Of course. And he'll sort of give you a nod, and the group turns back, and they sort of split off. Lorana and you kind of notice that Lorana has been giving Zarek the cold shoulder a little bit. She's been hanging out more with Gilthanas and this Elliston guy. But they head off and sort of meet with this elves, and everyone's sort of grouping together in their groups. And you guys have, basically the Keishu, not the Keishu, the tribesmen in general, including the Keishu, have sort of taken up residence at the front end of the caravan, for lack of a better word, this group, because most of the warriors are plains people, and they figured they can keep watch on that side, and you guys can keep watch on the front side that you're in now. But the time is yours.
So this counts as long or short rest?
Right now, you could take a short rest before the council meeting, and then the goal ultimately would be to take a long rest after that, I imagine.
Okay.
And you guys can just tell. Don't write it in that little thing there. The secret. Where this is a stream, so you can tell everybody what you're doing.
No
Especially
way,
because
man. It's gonna be a surprise.
Gilthanus is not an actual player character, so
That's what. All right. Linus is gonna start spying on Gilphinus.
okay. What does that look like?
It looks like him being sneaky and hiding around in different places where he's
All right.
at.
Roll a stealth check, and it's more to look inconspicuous than anything else.
Okay. Hold on one second. Yeah.
And you guys can use hit dice or anything like that if you'd like to. Or you can save it and hope you get a long rest.
He's going to use his bend of luck.
Okay.
No, not bend of luck. Tide of chaos, which will allow him to re-roll that.
Okay.
Okay, so here it goes again. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, you feel like no one's really paying attention to you. So, Gilthanus and Lorana are speaking to a tall elf. And they're, discussing, Gilthanus is really, and Lorana relating the story of the Qualinesti elves fleeing to this guy. And it seems that he, from what you can tell from the conversation, isn't from there. And they don't seem like they really know each other all that well. There's some familiarity there, but they don't seem like they're good friends, although he does seem distraught by, hearing of the plight of the Qualinesti. And that's really the conversation so far that you overhear.
Boring. So Linus will just go and he'll go walk up to him then and just start talking to him. Oh, that's terrible. That's too good. And he's basically going to do his Kender thing where he's going to just kind of like weave in and out of him. He's going to try and steal some shit.
All right. Roll as many sleight of hand checks as you feel necessary.
Okay. He's stealing off of Gilphinus. 17. Double 17s nonetheless.
All right. Only Gilthanus you're going to steal from?
Yeah, for now.
For now. All right. Let's see.
And I use the word steal in really the loosest of terms because he's just curious about the shit
I
he's
get
got
what you
on.
mean.
And he can't know what it is if it's hidden in a pocket. He's got to pull it out of there.
Perception is intelligence, yes?
No, it's wisdom. It's wisdom based.
Okay. That'll be helpful for you. Yep. You pull out a handful of coins, and within that handful of coins is a ring. You don't speak Elven, do you?
No.
It's got some sort of Elven script inside of it, but it's a nice ring.
Okay. Then he'll say, well, yeah, sorry to hear about your elves. Gotta go.
And they seem happy to see you go.
And he's going to then go and he's going to try and find Lorana.
Lorana was standing right next to.
Oh, she was right there with that conversation. So he's gonna.
You find her easily. You just have to
she's
turn
right
and
there.
bump into her. Yeah.
All I could think of was the tall elf that didn't know him and stuff. And then, all right, well then he's just gonna go and like entertain himself.
Okay.
Until Lorana isn't there talking. He wants to catch Lorana by herself.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to do while you're waiting?
Well, I'm going to go off to the. I'm going to go to a site that's kind of calm on the edge of the camp.
Okay.
And just try to recenter myself. I feel like it's been all this death and blowing things up, and I need a moment to get back to nature and just think.
Yeah, you sit there. There's a light, gentle snowfall that flutters around you. Not enough to really stick. As soon as it lands on your clothing, it melts. For the first time in over a week now, what seems like months, but it's really only been 10 days, about 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe tops. It hasn't been a long period of time. You finally feel a little sense of not necessarily relief, but calm. And as you sit there, you feel it's not pain, but there's an uncomfortable feeling on your forearm where the star jewel is tied up and pressed against it. It's weird because, you've had this thing on now for a few weeks. And it's always just like the familiar feeling of the cold jewel and metal. But this time, you feel distraught. And you feel like it's coming from that jewel. There's a sadness there. There's fear there. And it takes a while for that feeling to eventually subside. But at the same time, it doesn't quite leave you.
Okay.
What about the rest of you guys?
All right. Zane is going to. He's got two things that he wants to do. First is examine the mace and the holy symbol that he got off of the dragon priest.
High Lord, yeah.
So I'm going to use 10 minutes to cast Identify.
Okay. Did I put that in here like I said I was going to? I can copy and paste it, though. Okay.
Yeah, actually, Gorell was going to come over and ask you about that because he's got an eye on that thing.
Yeah, man.
All right, so...
Okay for us to use. It's all yours, big guy.
Yes.
So talk to me about Identify. What information will that give you?
So I will read it to you right now. Identify. You choose one object. If it is magic, or some other magic-imbued object, you learn the properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item, and what they are. The item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay, so you would know everything about it.
Everything.
All right, I am going to send this to you in a little private chat. How do you do that? Oh, a W.
/W space, then the name of the person.
I just couldn't remember the W part. Okay. I think I put that to everybody, but just that first. That's just that first part. Zane is the only one who knows the name of it. Anyway, it is I'll just tell you now for those of you at home. It is a footman's mace. It is a +3. It is a potent tool of evil. And you can also just, without even doing a identify good or evil, you could tell that the holy symbol is also evil. When the mace strikes its victim, the wielder utters the command word midnight. The victim must save versus Constitution. And I don't have the DC on there. It's a DC 15. Let me just double check. Yeah. And that person is blinded for 2 to 12 turns, which is why I really wanted to hit you guys with that.
Too bad you couldn't.
You know that if there is a good person who grabs Nightbringer, which is the name of this mace,
I was the only one to do that.
If a good person grabs onto Nightbringer's handle, they must save. It's a wisdom save with a -2 penalty, and again it's a DC 15. And if the character fails to save, the character is permanently blinded, unless there is a spell that will magically cure them of that permanent blindness. So like a greater restoration, I think maybe.
So Gorel.
Good news, bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This mace is pretty cool. Bad news is it might make you blind forever.
Oh. Well, blind. And he's like, in both eyes or one?
No, both eyes, buddy.
Well, can you like break that?
Not right now. Maybe if we get to the dwarves, they can help us. But I doubt I could do anything about that.
Okay. It would just be an amazing trophy because it was a glorious story of victory.
Well, as long as you don't grab it, out of game.
Wield the weapon if I don't grab it. Like if it was dangling off of a rope?
So basically, he could carry it, but if he would try to wield it, because it says by the handle, so we're going to go by the letter of the law here. If he were going to wield it, or even just hold it by the handle, and the thing thinks it's wielding it, he would have to make that save.
So Gorel, if you want it as a trophy and have it dangling from your belt or your back at all times, as like, look, I got this off of Verminar. It's all yours. Just don't grab it because you'll go blind.
What if I was to wrap it? Like wrap it up in like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I wrap it in like a cloth or a animal skin, I'm not
Pretty
really
sure to go blind. Not 100%, but pretty sure it will.
He walks away grumbling to himself in Dwarvish.
Out of game, I assume Gorel's alignment is good.
Chaotic good.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Make you go blind.
It would make you go blind. I think
And
I
then,
might be the only one who could safely touch it.
Okay. All right. But I'm not forgetting it.
Maces are simple weapons?
What was that?
A mace is a simple weapon, right?
That's a good question. Anybody know off the top of their heads?
Well,
I don't-
yeah. There's no footman mace in 5e.
Right,
So
but it's basically a big.
regular-
Basically a big. That's why
Yes.
we're giving the +3.
Yes.
But
Yeah, it's a big
Yes.
melee.
It would be considered a heavy mace. I don't even think
okay.
heavy maces are in 5e.
No, I don't even see it in this thing here. Mace. There we go. A mace is a simple melee weapon. Yes.
Yeah.
So I could use it. Probably not great in my hands, but I could use it.
What are you saying? What alignment are you saying?
Yeah.
Neutral.
I know that was pretty easy since he's wearing the red robes.
Like I said, I'm not going to be good with it, but I could use it. I
It's-
don't
Gorel
really
could teach you. Gorel could teach you how to use it.
could teach me. Or Gorel could wield me wielding the mace.
There you go. There it is.
Have you never
You
seen
figure
somebody
out.
wield another person as a blunt object? It's terrifying.
Yeah, so I'll hold on to it for now until we find a way for you to use it effectively, Gorel.
Okay, but again, I if you want, I can at least instruct you how to use that, just
That would-
so you're not defenseless. Not saying
You
you
know-
are defenseless, but say you
I get
have.
what you-
You get what I'm saying? Okay.
I hear you. Well, I will absolutely take the tutelage of you in blunt force trauma.
That is his
Yes!
specialty.
And he grabs you around the shoulders like, yes.
Oh,
Yeah. You feel a bone snapping. By the way, Gorel, when you do that, you notice that his body temperature is unnaturally hot.
And therefore, I do not let go easily.
Yeah, it is cold in here.
Oh.
And then as far as the holy symbol is concerned, Zane, it in and of itself, it does not have any magical properties.
but it looks like it could be a conduit for such.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, cool. So I'll keep those handy. And then the second task I would like to do is I would like to find Riverwind
Okay.
and talk with Riverwind about some geography.
Okay.
All right. Begrudgingly, I let you go,
Thanks, girl.
and then realize everybody else must be cold. So I think I'm going to use my survival skills and help build a few fires.
Okay. Great. Yeah, you're able to do that and get people settled in.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're able to find, and I'm assuming Zarek is going with you. You are able to find Riverwind. Helping get camp set up for his folks.
Riverwind, thank you for your assistance in getting us here safely tonight. You're an invaluable asset to this camp, and by far the most kind plainsman I've ever had the pleasure of talking to.
Yeah, well, thank you, and thank you for helping us escape. I was hoping when Sunstar and I had left you in Pax Tharkis that we'd be able to track down and rescue prisoners before we were captured ourselves, but unfortunately we were outnumbered. And I'm sorry to hear of Swift Fox's passing. I know you were acquaintances.
Yes. He fought bravely when running was not an option.
Swift Fox never got captured.
That's true.
It's true.
So, how well do you know this area of the land?
Unfortunately, not well at all. I've spent most of my life in the plains.
But you're savvy enough to navigate through unfamiliar terrain.
Well, I have been trained in finding trails and game, but I don't profess to be an expert. Certainly, traversing through the mountains.
We're looking for the ancient civilization, the ancient dwarven kingdom. Do the plainsmen have any legends or any clues that might lend any information on the whereabouts?
Well, I wish I could help, but our people tends to stay to themselves, and to be honest, there's a general mistrust of those that are different from us, dwarves and elves. Although
Yeah, it seems like a racist.
what you have done, and they still like him better than you.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta say, we're gonna take the racist. If we had toss up. So he says, but after seeing the selfless act that you and your brother, looks at Zarek, thank you, Rodney Ford, for liking the stream at a weird time. Huzzah!
Thanks, Rodney.
Seeing what you and your brother and your other friends, including the ranger and the dwarf, seeing what you have done, I feel that we were misguided in that way of thinking. And I hope that we can work to build more of a community between our folks. Thank you, Rodney Ford, for following again. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
But unfortunately, no, I of course have heard of the Dwarven Kingdom, but I have no knowledge, and I haven't heard any tales, at least from my tribe, of any more than the fact that there was a Dwarven Kingdom under the mountain that has been shut up and shut everybody out since before the Cataclysm.
All right. Do you know of this mountain range at all? Any legends? Any information that could help us find any point of direction that we might be looking towards?
I wish I did. It would, I think, be easier for all of us if we had at least somebody who knew more about these mountains. But I don't have an answer for you, and I apologize.
Well, you're like I said, your addition to this this endeavor has been unparalleled in your experts. So you are an honor to the plainsmen. Keep that in mind and feel proud of your accomplishment.
No, thank you, and the same to you and your people.
So with that, I'm going to look over and try to find you said there were 3 dwarves?
There's like 4 dwarves, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go over and see if I can't strike up a conversation with them. I might even grab Flint, see if that will facilitate the breaking of the ice.
All right. Yeah, Flynn will walk over there with you, and he says, what do you want to ask them? You might want to let me do the talking, though.
So I will say to him in Dwarvish, I can speak Dwarvish, but you talking might
No,
not
it's
be the
more
right
about
idea.
them wanting to talk to an elf, not being able to understand them.
I understand. I just meant if you want to communicate in your native language, that's fine.
Understood. So what do you want to know from them?
I want to know if they have any ideas about this area, if they know any of the geography, if they know where we are, if they know any landmarks that might be in here, famous mountain passes, legends that your people might have, common folklore, anything new that has transpired since you've left, anything like that. Basically, we're looking for a direction to take these people. Anything would help.
Sure. And he'll walk over there with you, and you find the dwarves, and they're kind of miserable without, it's been a while since they've had anything to drink. And they're very tired, very worn out. And they'll speak in Dwarvish to Flint, and they sort of give you the side eye, and he explains that the two of you had helped free them and the others from Pax Darkus, and they don't warm up exactly, but they're a little less on guard when they hear that. And they say that they haven't been in this area for many years, although they know, and they know the name Fireforge when Flint introduces him. Thank you, Sidrin77, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bit cheer things.
Oh,
Huzzah!
everybody got inspiration.
Everyone's got
Yay!
inspiration. And we'll have to remember to tell KD that. I'm not sure if they're still
Thank
listening.
you, Sidrin.
Hopefully they are. Anyway.
I'll put it on.
Awesome, thanks. So, they say that obviously they know Flint is from, originally from the Nidar Kingdom, and once he says his name, it goes a long way to making them feel comfortable with him. And they say that their hopes are to go back to their kingdom, and hopefully it's still there, and hopefully the hill dwarves are safe. They had been further north in Sancton and fled the dragon armies there. They're both they're all metalsmiths. They're all brothers.
These guys are all metal.
Yes. And, they had been out, working and living there, making, anything from weapons to trinkets, depending on which one of the four you're talking to. And some make necklaces and jewelry, so they kind of had like a full, one-stop shop. So they said, as far as the mountains here, generally, they're safe. Obviously, there are wolves from time to time. Typically, I doubt they would come and attack a group this big. But, these are strange times, so it's hard to say. As far as bringing the humans to the Nidar Kingdom, I'd be hesitant. One, if the dwarves are safe, bringing a band this big there could endanger them. Especially since we've escaped from a dragon high lord. And word around camp is that you and your party murdered him, killed him, not in a bad way. We were wanting to murder him ourselves from the day that we got here, so we're on board with that 100%. I wish I could have been there myself, but I'd hate to bring them to the Nidar people. That being said, if they are still here, I'd like to see them move to a safer area as well, because I don't feel that this area, or maybe anywhere on Kryn, is safe now.
The Nidar are the mountain dwarves.
The Nidar are the hill dwarves. The Thorbarden are the mountain dwarves. Well, there's a few different ones, but the mountain dwarves live in Thorbarden. This is all you need to know for right now. He says, "Why are you thinking of trying to find Thorbarden and the ancient gates?"
Yes.
Well, I wish you luck.
In these times, we need all people to come together against this dragon army.
I agree, but before the cataclysm, there was... You've probably heard of it, looking at you, because you look like someone who studies as a wizard. But the Dwarf Gate Wars were a terrible time for our people. Many of the Nidar were slaughtered by our kin, who then closed the gates to their mountain home. The gate itself is built into the mountain, which is why no one has been able to find it, at least from my knowledge. We could be leaning up against the mountain as far as I know right now. That's how difficult it is to find. The dwarven craftsmanship is, well, beyond the pale. And Flint has a little tear in his eye thinking about it. He says the dwarves in Thorbarden have no love for anyone on Kryn other than themselves. Otherwise, they would have helped our ancestors many years ago. That said, if you could find a way to open the gates and convince them to let these people in and the kin that they shut out hundreds of years ago, well, it might just be the only safe place left.
As a dwarf, I'm sure you have your knowledge of craftsmanship is obvious. Someplace as extensive as the Kingdom of Thornbarden must have a backdoor or a secret entrance or some way to get in or out. Have you heard of anything like that?
I know of 4 entrances. The North Gate, the South Gate, the East Gate, and the West Gate. The dwarves are even less creative than the elves in that regard.
Well, I'm sure the fire department made them do that.
Is that if there's a secret entrance? Yeah, exactly. They needed to make sure there was multiple egress avenues. So, I don't know if there's any secret passages. There very well could be. But there are, like I said, there are 4 gates. Where they're located and what mountain, that's the problem.
And the this mountain range, are there any famous peaks in it? Anything that you may know about the geography of it? People are from.
Yes, I mean it's not a very high mountain range. There is the peak, which is almost due north from where we are now, a bit to the east. However, nothing really special about it other than it's the tallest spire in this range, this mountain range. But other than this is where my people have lived, I don't know what else to say about it. Are you looking for anything specific?
Legend has it that long ago, during the Dwarfgate Wars, there were some powerful people that managed to align themselves with the dwarves, and found themselves welcome on under the Corollas Mountain. Have you heard any tales of this?
Well, I've heard tales of wizards, or a wizard. I know that there was one of those towers, those wizard towers, not far by on the other side of the mountain range, and he points off to the west. As far as I know, it was stories. There was at least maybe a group of wizards. I don't know. Very powerful. Some say there was just one, but the stories are passed down from generation to generation that were trying to get into Thorbarden, and all I know is that from what I know or understand, they were killed outside the gates, but that's all I know, and Flint can corroborate that story. He heard the same tale, but again, there's not a lot of detail there, just stories, but they don't know if they were elaborated or just made up, or if they were real.
How well do you know this mountain range?
I mean, like I said, it's been a number of years since we've lived here, so I mean, fairly well.
Very well. So you could possibly help the plainsmen guide us safely through it. I mean, you know the terrain is what I'm after.
Yes, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there's any safe passage through it. The real dangers, besides just those of any mountain range, would be the dragon armies. If they weren't around, I'd say this mountain range would be as safe as any other.
Right. Well, we've managed to slow them at least a little bit.
Yeah,
with the avalanche.
I saw that was quick thinking.
Thank you. But we might call on your expertise of the mountains themselves to help the plainsmen guide us through as safely as we can.
Well,
Can we rely on you for that?
We'll do what we can.
Thank you. Cool. That's all we got from them.
All right. Anybody else? All right. So we're not going to get into the full council meeting. That being said, I'm going to bring you guys over to another page. Eventually, you guys are led.
Oh, wait. Did Lorana?
Oh yeah. There was a time where she sort of took a step back as she leaves the group and actually is walking over toward the camp where Elliston is camped out. So you got a little bit of time as she's walking from place to place.
Okay, then I'll go running up to her and go, "Hi,
hello."
Hey, I don't know really who to tell this to, but you're an elf, and I'm pretty sure this is written in elf, and there's something in this. Look at what I found, and he's going to show her the ring.
Okay.
And then he's gonna be like, I don't know what it is, but and also when I was in Pax Starkis, I kind of like overheard the big scary guy talking, and basically he said that there's a traitor
Huh.
with the heroes right now. So maybe you could help look out for that. I don't think it's you, seeing it's how they captured you and we're gonna eat you. So I don't think it's you. I thought it was that guy Tannis, because everybody else said he's a traitor. It's like, well, it's gotta be that guy. But he kind of got squished, so I don't think it's him either anymore. But it could have been him, and it might not be the guy anymore. It could be somebody else. But also, I think it might be. Now that's her brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. He's like, I think it might be Gilfinus, but I could be wrong. I think that's his name. He's that other elf guy.
Well, my brother is no traitor, and where did you?
Oh, that's your brother?
Where did you get my mother's ring?
Oh, just found it. I guess. I don't know the way you come across things.
May I have it?
Of course, that's why I was showing it to you. What's it say on the inside? I can't read that. Looks like it's an elephant.
It's a little note that my father engraved in the ring to my mother.
Aw, that's sweet.
Thank you for finding this. I'm glad you found it.
You're welcome.
And
Don't forget to keep an eye out for a traitor.
I won't, but please trust that my brother is no such person.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good enough for me.
All right.
Yep, great.
So eventually, Elliston and Lorana will come back to the group and ask if you are ready to join the council meeting. She brings you, and let me bring you to the screen. She brings you to a little bit of a clearing away from the rest of the refugees, and this is the group that's here. Elliston, you recognize, of course. Gold Moon, you recognize from the Plainsman, as Riverwind is there as well, although he doesn't do a lot of talking during this. The elves, Lorana and Gilfinus, because of their station, are there, as well as that tall elf that Linus saw them talking to before, who you come to learn is named Brookland.
Brooklyn.
Look, that's in. I didn't make it up. It's in the book.
Brooklyn in the house.
No sleep till.
Till.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's got a baseball cap on backwards.
It's a gold cross. Brooklyn Dodgers jersey. There's another plainsman who they introduce as being from the K-Ta tribe called Briar. Marita is there. Linus, you particularly know her as you were locked in a cell together for a bit of time. Another guy who introduces himself as Eben, who looks like he's one of the few warriors that they have. And then, last but not least, Hederick, who was the Seeker in Solace, who you guys lit on fire, healed with a staff, and then Gorell slammed his face repeatedly into a
that guy.
table
Yeah.
in the tavern
Yeah,
at the end of
that
the
guy.
last home.
Do we recognize him?
You recognize him, and he recognizes you, and that's where we will end tonight.
He is mad about it.
Gorell's like,
Or we
hey, I know.
Okay.
Zane wants to make Zane's first statement in this entire thing is going to be like, if this is a council of what to do and how to get the people unified, where are the dwarves?
Yep, well, they'll answer that question next time here on DragonLance. Thank you, Sega Maniac, for following. Huzzah!
Thank you, Sega Maniac.
So we will see you guys next week Friday, 9 p.m. for the first council meeting of the refugees, and see what the plan of action is moving forward to try to keep these 800 people alive, preferably. I could tell you it's not going to be super easy, but depending on what you do, it could work. Join us Tuesday nights, and sorry we missed last Tuesday, but half of us didn't have power, and some of us still don't have it. But we have Greyhawk Adventures Tuesday night, 9 p.m. And then Wednesday night, 9 p.m., our Vampire the Masquerade V5 edition. I don't know what the fuck they call it. Called Wicked City. I got it right the first time. Wicked City Kindred on Wednesday, also at 9. Nice and easy to remember, 999. So we will see you guys Friday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
This Wednesday is the finale for the Vampire game.
What?
For this chapter of the Vampire game.
What's happening after that?
We're going back to Sector 1.
Oh, going over another return? A return?
This is escape from Sector 1.
Round trip to Sector 1?
Yes, and will be the final chapter in the Sector 1 trilogy is the next one. Also, don't forget, Greyhawk Con, Virtual Greyhawk Con is coming up in October, but it's already open for signups, and there is a link if you're on Twitch down below that you can press to take you right there, or you can just Google it. So,
all right, Greyhawk Con coming in October. We're only a couple months away from that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Anyway, guys, for Kemchan, Gaz, KD, Jason, and Wilda Playa,
Pew, 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 pew.
This is Adam signing off, so stay safe out there. Be kind to one another. It's the nice way to do it.
Yeah, don't be like how they are towards Swift Fox.
Don't be like that. Of that.
Do the opposite, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Who? Exactly.
All right, folks, we will see you next time. Have a great weekend, a great week. We will check you out later.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.